didn't level up yet. Jesus. Before can I add some levels?
No. No. I wasn't going to say that. But can we have another feat?
No. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Any questions? You guys happy?
Where's the music?
The music is here. Quickly.
Don't stop the music.
There we go. Right. Okay, you should have the music now.
Gotcha.
All right, cool. Okay, who wants to do recap? Okay.
I will do it for a change. I feel like everybody should just fucking step up and start doing it. Okay. So
yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna mark your name off now, and then when we every session it needs to be a different person.
Okay, Cameron.
Let's go. So Benjamin, all right, you're the first one, because it helps to see if you guys are paying attention. So first one, Benjamin, let's go.
Oh God, now I feel like it's a test. Okay. So, the party known as, what was our party's name? We never agreed on that.
The Fifth Amendment after Lycos joined.
Okay, we
bumped
need to
up from the Fourth to the Fifth Amendment.
Okay, we are the party. The Fifth Amendment was sent on a perilous journey into the mines of Gracklestuk. Upon entering the mines, we traveled a little bit down the caverns and we discovered some spores. Hexie accidentally crossed a little bit too closely to some of these spore-like mushroom plants, and she was attacked by some sort of parasite. We're still not sure what's going on over there. After that, we saw further infections taking place. Lycos was infected, and Galerin was infected. But as soon as the infection, as quickly as what the infection hit them, as quickly it left, and they returned back to their normal state. Before we could really make heads or tails out of what was going on, we were confronted by a lich known as Malice, and his. We're not quite sure if it was a beast that works for him or with him, but Malcontent, the giant fiend-like creature, we fought them in combat. It went very, very well until it did not go so well. And then we were visited by some old friends and some new ones. They came in, saved the day. We got out alive. Malcontent was vanquished temporarily. Malice was vanquished, also we assume temporarily. After which our new friends decided that it's best if we don't really know where we are going, and they knocked all of us out. And now we have woken up here, and we were greeted by our old friend, dear companion, new companion to Lycos, Aldeth Steel Shadow. And this is where we pick up the story.
Okay, yes. So you guys, on the back of various creatures, deep Rothe, which is basically like it's a creature that helps carts, and it helps with basically working the items and moving around equipment. Very strong beast. The Debrothe is able to take you guys to this encampment, of which you see, and I'll actually share this with you guys. It looks like a refugee area. You notice that you greeted at first. You've got like a mask over your heads. You guys are greeted by voices. The voices, you hear the sounds of what is like little children. They take notice of it. You hear the parents calling them to one side. You hear the men, who are they? What are they doing here? They are not people from Gracklestuk, and you hear, as you're doing this. But one particular character, you hear him addressing one of the dwarfs by saying, he says, Artentark, who are they? And it's like, that's not for us to decide. It's for Eldeth. And you hear them as they carry on marching. There's a form of kind of sort of like military system in place here. But obviously the people are inquisitive about these people that have now come into the camp. The only one that is not hindered by the sleep dart is Hexy and Lyra. Lyra, you stunned in that point, in the sense that she's laying on the deep rothe. But Hexy, you kind of waver off this, and when you have an opportunity, you are able to observe the surrounding cavern. When you do so, you notice that as I said, this is a place where you can see there are families. This is a place that has soldiers upon what looks to be like almost a spire that moves up, and you notice that there's this sort of like steady upward climb where it opens up into this wide and well lit chamber. And you notice that the lighting of this place is not coming from a necessary light source, but it looks like the phasres that's right on the top of the cavern, but it's not moving like you've seen in the wallstone tunnels. This phasres is kind of, in a way, actually, let's go with an Arcana check from Hexy.
While she does that, Cameron accidentally closed the map. Would you mind resharing it?
I'll open it for you. Yeah, sure. There we go.
Thank you.
So let's see what Hexy rolls on an Arcana check.
Plus 30.
You got this.
Plus 13.
Whoa! You got
Holy shit.
double proficiency in that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ on a bike. Okay, so with 18, you look at the phasres and you notice that this phasres is very different to what you had in the tunnels previously. The tunnel, it constantly flowed, it changed the scenarios, tunnels would change, terrain would change, water droplets wouldn't fall, they would go up. Completely weird, crazy magic shit. To a certain degree, you never really knew what you were going to get if you saw that you were in a place that had this much phasres. And yet, above you in this cavern, you notice that this phasres is not moving, number one. And number two, it's got a sense almost as if it is being controlled. But with that being said, you look a little bit to your left and to your right. You see the chambers. You see the dwarves in the area. You see the families with the makeshift tents that have been put up. You notice that there's a system where people have found a means to find a safe haven of sort in this particular area. You see families that are constantly talking to each other. They are helping each other to try and get through everything that they're doing. There's lifting equipment as well, which they've managed to make out of the fungi stalks within the area, and that way giving them this sort of like elevation that you see on the east, north, south, and west part of this cavern. You also notice that there's a lot of dwarfs and Dwagar that are there in that particular area, and they've got decent amount of armory, weapons. You can see the people that are here know that if they don't defend it with everything that they've got, they could lose more than what they could bargain for. But at the center of this area, you notice that the cavern, this sort of different level of mesa that moves up, you notice that there's like a sturdy bridge between the 2 points. And you notice that there is a very large looking object on the one side. You, in the last session, were able to identify what seemed to look like an egg. And on the right-hand side, just briefly, you see a shining orb-like thing, very similar to the one orb that you have. And you see Artentag, as he goes up on the right hand side and he starts walking up.
Sorry, Cameron.
Yes.
When you say similar to the one orb we've got, do
Yes.
you mean like that thing that can
That orb that you've got in your bag? Yeah.
Okay,
It's got a very similar arcane pulse to it.
All right.
You notice that Artentag starts walking up on this cliff area, and you notice as Aldeth turns around, he notices you as a group, and in that moment, you guys are starting to come to. So everyone that was sort of like in a paralyzed sleep-like state is starting to come to. You notice Aldeth is still that typical rowdy-looking dwarf that you guys had in your party at one point, but he's got some form of like a ceremonial armor on. You can see that he's got like a cloak on as well. It comes across as somebody that's got sort of like a leadership slash authority to their name. What as a group are you willing to do? Is there anyone that wants to roll a perception check quickly just by the group itself?
I can do that.
Either one, whoever decides to do it.
I'll do it. Roll the cock.
Okay, so perception check. You take a look. You can see Galerin is pretty hurt. Lyra is doing okay, not fantastic. You notice that Grave is trying to help her as she's trying to come back to her own 2 feet. Archibald is standing next to this mechanical like looking armor suit itself, and you notice Stool is he's standing next to Joran, but he's constantly coughing up this sort of like a orangey red spore, but every time it hits the ground, you notice that the spore shrivels up and it turns black. The purple lines that he has on his white flesh has started to go more of a darker purple than a light purple. Right, up to you. What do you want to do?
Well, are we Corpus Mentis?
You mean telepathically?
No, well, are we able-bodied, able to walk around, talk, all good?
I would say that from the group that you are in, there's a lot of guards around you. You've got free movement, but I wouldn't say it's not just go and wander around and do what you want. But you see Aldeth, he's kind of looking down. You see Artentag that's going towards him, and you can see the two of them are talking.
Well, I sort of indicate to the group with slurred speech, I'm gonna go this way, and I start hopping towards Aldeth, and I go to him. I'm gonna go chat to him.
Okay, so the moment you do that, you see the guards all of a sudden kind of like stop to try and hinder your movement. And then you see Aldeth, he's like, no, don't worry. If I remember who they are, and 2 days ago I parted from their team, they can't be trusted. But we have to make sure. You see Artentag nods, and you see a spell being cast in the area. Okay, so this area is about this. Okay. And he says, stand where you are. No one is in trouble or at harm's way, but we need to know that you're speaking the truth. Now, when he does this, and when he speaks this command or spell that comes into life, you get a feeling that while in this area, you cannot speak any lies. It's completely down to the T truth. All right. When he does this, he looks to the group and he simply asks, what are you doing in the Wallstone tunnels? And that's to you as a group. Whoever decides to answer, bear in mind, you have to answer it truthfully.
What a beholder. Which one am I looking for again? For the wizard?
Yes,
Can we
Lexi, you were saying?
Can we still talk telepathically?
Yeah, I would say that you could, yeah.
Okay, so my questions to the group is that what do we say?
We lie.
That's well, lads and
We
ladies.
Probably the truth.
I was
We
not
are
about to say the
compelled.
truth right now, but
Yes,
why though?
exactly.
Like,
Joran spoke. He said we're looking for a beholder. 100% back him up on that one.
Okay, all right. So the beholder.
yeah. That's
If I
not a
might
lie.
add to that,
Okay, yeah. So the moment you say beholder, right, Aldith looks at Artentag and Artentag looks at him like with a worried look. Or not worried look, but surprised. You know, oh, they're after Zalatan. All right. So I'm going to say that name again. Zalatan. They're
Zalatan.
after Zalatan. This is not a good idea. And Aldith looks to Artentag and he says, it might be the best source of ideas. Why do you search for Zalatan?
yeah, Joran,
That's to you
why do
guys.
we search for Zalatan? I also actually want to know.
Yeah. Jordan's like, why did I just say that?
Can
Fuck.
somebody?
The spell's power, it convinces you without trying to do any harm to speak only the truth. Cannot be
Well,
avoided. Speak
okay.
your mind.
Well, a wizard tasked me the other night to find the Zalatan. I'm assuming the beholder's name is to go find him in the tunnels.
All right, and what's this wizard's name?
This is
And
wizard.
I'm gonna attempt to try and lie here, Cameron, if possible.
Okay, you can roll a deception check with disadvantage.
I'll activate that. Deception.
Eh?
Okay, so that's with
Because
a
I'm
19.
proficient, can I add a bolstering knack towards that just to help it? Because I am proficient in that skill.
Sorry, say again.
Can I add a psionic die to that?
Yeah, if you want to, you can do that. Yeah, you can roll that.
The 1d10.
Okay, all right. So with 28, you get the sense to speak the truth. But are you trying to lie or are you trying to just deceive or avoid answering necessarily the full truth?
I would literally just say the next other wizard's names I know, which is not Vizaran.
Okay, so who do you say?
I don't know. I don't know if I met any other or
Answer
know
the
of any other
question.
wizards.
Who is the wizard's name?
Fucking Gale. I don't even know who he looks. It's a
Okay,
lie. I
you
don't
see,
know.
Aldith looks at this. Gale. Do you know any Gale? Looking for a beholder here. So Artentag, he's let me roll in. Why not? I'm just gonna check just for the hell of it. Why not? Okay, so he rolls a 15. Ah, it must be a wizard that we don't know. We only know of Vizaran, but don't worry about it. As long as it's not him, we're fine. And you see Aldith, all right, fine, all right, great.
Who?
So have you come to kill me? And that's Aldith asking you.
Ek wou net sê wie
Absolutely
vra dit?
not.
Yeah, who's asking that?
Never.
Wait. No.
So
100%.
Aldith asks, are you here to kill me?
No.
Let's go
No.
with Lyra.
I'm gonna say no, because I don't think so.
No.
Why would we want to kill you?
Are
Yeah,
you
what's
asking
your-
the question?
I'm asking the question, yo. I pipe in and I say, why would we want to kill you? Why are you so defensive?
So Aldith, he looks to his companion. It's like, all right, it seems they are clear. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And
Who?
he say he moves a little bit forward, and then he points to the wizard, and he says, "You can drop the veil." And you see him dropping this truth, zone of truth. And Aldith comes forward and he says, up until now, it has been a rather good idea for the king to try and eliminate me. I suppose I should come clean. The last time we were in communications, you didn't truly know who I am. But please, come with me and we can talk. And while he's doing it, he points to Artentag and he points to a couple other dwarves. And he says, get them food, get them drink, and get them bandaged up. You can see they're bloody hurting. Come while you can. And you see Aldith as he starts walking up towards this particular area. And you guys can choose, do you follow suit or not?
Yeah.
I follow. I fly.
Okay, so you flying, you notice that you can go pretty high up. You notice as well that you as a Fae, the higher you fly, the harder it feels. It's like there's a very strong strain on yourself when you go towards the higher parts of the cavern. This cavern is quite high up. You're looking at about 150 to about 200 feet. How high do you decide to fly?
Well, just to looking at the map, probably like 30 feet, 30 or 40.
Okay,
max.
so you can feel like the higher you go up, 30 feet, 40 feet, let's say you push the 50-foot mark, you can feel that there's something almost like a dome-like effect that is got some form of like a magical vibe that's keeping the Fajris out of this particular dwarven area. And you can also feel that the closer you get to it, the heavier you get, in the sense that there's almost like this magical factor that just wants to cancel out. So the moment you get this heavy feeling, you are almost like forced to fly a little bit lower. And when you do, you automatically feel better. It's almost like there's a particular limit that you notice in this particular cavern. But with that, you guys start following Aldith, and he turns to the lot of you and he says, we'll get you guys right sorted and we'll figure it out. And I might need your help. If you're going to go after the beholder, Zalatan, then I might maybe need your help as well. And as he's walking, he's like, and first, my apologies. I shouldn't have jumped off that ship. But I suppose if I can explain it, you'll understand why I had to do such a thing. And lucky for me, Graves followed suit. But for me, nonetheless, and you see him as he's moving around this chamber, he starts walking and he goes right around the spire, and he's basically going out of his way to try and give information about this particular area, like how it's defended, how he had to bring the dwarves to this particular location to ensure the safety of his people and for the attempts that they made before he was exiled. And as Aldith is going up to these points, you as a group, you understand the story that comes behind it. So as he's explaining this, I'm going to say, can you guys move by yourself or not yet?
Can't.
Okay, let me quickly unlock it for you. There we go. See if you can move by yourself.
Yeah.
Jordan, can you move by yourself? Okay, there we go. Okay, all right. So as Aldith is walking around and doing his thing, he explains that the king, do you want the short version or the long version? Up to you guys.
King is a pussy.
No, we
Well,
keep
okay.
it short, but informative.
I'd like to ask him, Aldith, do you
Yes.
have a war room of sorts where we could sit and discuss this?
Yes, yeah. He's taking you right there. So he comes up to the top here. Then it should be open here. You guys can go to it as well.
Hello everybody. Great.
And you notice that there's like Artentag, there's a couple of other guys as well that join you in this particular area. Graves, you see him talking to the dwarves almost as if trying to figure out how to go about it. Sylvester is following you for now because it seems to be an interesting case, and Stool as well, but Stool is hanging just barely around Jordan's legs. When Aldous gets to this particular point, he says, "You're in a safe area now. Do not worry. Do not stress. You can find rest here. At least within the tunnels, you will not get lost. And the Phasris here is contained by our wizard." We'll get to that in a moment. But as I said, I do owe you an explanation. So first and foremost, my name is Aldith, but I did lie about my surname. And I, unfortunately, bear the name of Steel Shadow. As the group and as the people of this place of the Grey Ghosts, they've come to call me Steel Shadow the Sixth. The truth is, I was exiled from Gracklestuk when we as the Grey Ghosts were founded and we tried to assassinate the king and kidnap the egg of Themberchard. The problem is that the egg, we knew what we had to do, but we couldn't do it until the king of Gracklestuk was dead. And unfortunately, that king that I despise so much because of the weakness that he is, Horgar Steel Shadow the Fifth, he is indeed my father, but not by choice. So you find out that Aldith is actually one of the sons of the king of Gracklestuk. When the assassination attempt fails, he explains that the king didn't really know who he was, and so he was exiled. If the king had known who he was, he would have been killed on the spot. But he was sent into Drow territory, and then 3 weeks later, he found himself caught by the Drow of Valkenvelve, and then he had met up with a lot of you. And that is where my story with you begins. I didn't want to tell you at the time because I never truly knew what intentions you might have or the safety of myself. All I knew is I needed to get back to Gracklestuk to try and help the Grey Ghost once more. And as he explains the story, he explains that the king had many female pleasers, one of them being his mother. She was from a lower caste, and she didn't want to sleep with the king, but the king forced himself upon her. And then later on in life, Aldith was born. Aldith, in this case, despises the king, doesn't like the king at all. And he'll do anything he can to remove him from power because he finds the king to be of a weak kind of king. Any questions so far?
Okay, so let me get this straight, right? So he wants the king dead because he feels he's weak. And then he was exiled, but the king
When the
didn't know
assassination
it.
failed. Yes.
Yeah, but the king didn't know that he was one of his sons.
Mm-hmm.
So was he then born like off the grid?
Off the grid. He is from a lower caste. He
He's
had
a
to
bastard.
live in the.
He's
Okay,
He's a bastard.
so,
Yes,
so
that's it.
okay, so he was just born because the daddy couldn't keep it in his pants.
Yes, precisely. You could say that.
All
and
right,
Aldith, he grew up in the smithing caste, which is of a lower caste nature. But through it, he was able to go undetected. People didn't know about it. And then later on, through the Grey Ghosts and through the records of the castes, they could then trace it back, and that's when Aldith found out that he is one of the sons of the of the Steel Shadow, the king, the Deep King, currently at the moment. When this information was brought up, he, Aldith, and a group of the dwarves from the Grey Ghosts took it upon themselves to go and try and assassinate the king. But they didn't take into account that the king would be protected by wards. And these magical wards were able to prevent them from assassinating the king. And his group was basically overrun with the stone god. When this happened, Aldith and his crew, instead of getting execution, were given a crueler sentence, and that was to go wander the Underdark in Drow territory, because then you have to fight for survival, and you must probably end up killed anyways. In the process of this, Aldeth was caught, and he made his way. He was taken to Valkenvalve, and then in the process of Valkenvalve, you guys were also caught, and that is where you guys tie up with each other. When the time came to enter Gracklestok, the reason why he jumped out of the boat is because if he had been taken or if he had been seen, then he would have been caught, because by then he would have been known as the exile, and to his knowledge now, the king knows who he is. Okay. Yes.
Tell me, Aldeth, the egg. Why did you steal this egg?
Well, that's the strange story. I didn't steal the egg at all. I've got to say that it was up to Artentag and his lunacy plan, which, believe it or not, it actually worked. You see, when I was exiled and I was taken out of the city, and we, as a group, were traveling around, Artentag thought me dead. And he thought that the only way that he was going to get to the king was to actually steal the egg. So they got up to the plan to infiltrate the area of Tambarchat, enter the temple, and through a magical means from our wizard known as Elbers, they were able to use a means of translocation and plane shifting and to get the egg to where it is now.
Might that be Albus Dumbledore?
Albus Einstein, no.
Albus Einstein, yeah. Do you know the man?
No.
I've heard of him.
Read about him.
Oh,
Wait, so the egg is
can I
that
please
Timberchart's
check
egg?
Aye, that is indeed Timberchart's egg. But here's the problem. And you might maybe want the expert to actually come in and try and give us a bit of information, if you will. So he points to the guy and the one chappie, the dwarf that's standing there close by to the bridge. He runs across and he goes and he calls somebody and he comes back and he stands here. You see Galerin as well. But then you see this like little short dwarf man walking in. He's got crazy white hair. He's got this sort of like magical robe demeanor to him, a little robe as well. And he comes walking in here, and as he gets to this point, he's like, Eldeth, good to meet you all. How can I help? You know, and as he's standing there, he's like, you can see he's like standing with a little book, and he's got a little bit of sketches, and he's got this little diagram. And Aldeth looks to him and he says, Albus Einstein, can you please explain to them about the dragon egg and the problem that we have? And this little short man, he's like, the egg, yeah. I can tell you all the things you need about the egg, but you must please come follow me. And you see him walking slowly towards the egg. And you notice Aldeth is also kind of like in pursuit as well. For those that want to see the egg and get better information, you guys can go closer to it as well. So,
can
yes.
I do a history check to find out if I have ever heard of Albus Einstein?
Yeah, you can. Sure, go for it.
If anything of him.
Nope, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. It's the first time you ever hear this name.
Well, can I go talk to him?
Yeah, no, he's standing there, and yes, Hexy, what did you want to say?
What, sorry, this is off the table now, but this egg, is this not the fucking egg that the dragon was protecting?
Yes.
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 So when did they steal? So this was stolen after we left then?
This was stolen like in the last 5-6 days.
Remember when we got there, the egg was already stolen.
Yeah, and people were asking us to find this egg.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was still there. I don't know why I thought it was there. Because I'm trying to put it...
That was the whole beef that the Keepers of the Flame had, is that they didn't know where the fuck the egg was, they didn't know how to get it, they had no leads, and they pulled us into trying to find it.
And we had to find... Yes, okay, I remember now. My bad, okay. Okay,
So you
continue.
see this little man he walks towards the egg. He says, "Yeah, this is indeed the Semberchild egg that we have found within his temple and brought to this place. The problem is not the transportation of the egg, but the destruction of the egg, which we have noticed is demon blood infused." So he like points to certain point, and you notice that this egg has got a very strange look to it. You notice that it's a red
Ooh.
dragon egg, but on the top of it and it flowing downwards, you notice that there's sort of like a black ichor that covers it. You can see that this is being kind of like one of those factors that's quite puzzling, in the sense that normally red dragon eggs don't have this ichor, this black factor to it. And you notice that Albus, as he's talking to the rest of you guys, he says, "We have tried many weapons to try and distract this thing, but unfortunately we have not come to any conclusion but that it is old magic. And therefore, the hypothesis is that we must use old magic to destroy the very egg right here."
Can we
And
go
you see
back a
Aldith
few
is like
steps?
looking at you guys. What do you want to do?
I'd like to send Aldith a message using this cantrip message, saying to him, Aldith, I know we haven't known each other for a very long time, but I feel like I can trust you. Tell me, where did Albus Einstein come into the picture? When did he join your group of grey ghosts, as you call yourselves?
So Aldith replies, "No, he's been here for quite a long time. He was always the one that helped us with the information that we needed. When we noticed that it was not safe to stay within Grackelstock, he was one of the first wizards that was able to assist us and come down to this area. After all, he's the one that made the dome safe for the people to reside near this area itself.
Are you sure
If
you
you're
can trust
worried,
him?
if you're worried to trust him, I assure you, you can be trusted."
Okay.
All right.
I
Anyone
am
else?
scared.
Sorry.
This is my okay. I probably didn't hear the telepathic thing.
Yeah, but you can talk. What you want to say?
But I want to say why are you so mistrusting of this guy,
What do you mean?
Albus?
I said nothing of the sort. I think Albus Einstein is a great guy. He's helped us with the egg. He's created the dome. An impeccable wizard, if I say so myself.
All right. That's when you want to play. Fine.
Yeah.
In
All
any
right,
case,
anything else? So you
Why-
see, Aldith. Yeah, sure, go for it.
Aldith, you are the de facto leader of this group. What you call yourselves the Grey Ghosts? Now,
The Grey Ghosts. Yes, that's right. We've some have thought of us as thieves and cutthroats, but the truth of the matter is that we use that as a front. It's better to be scared of a boogeyman, if you get my meaning.
completely.
It's kept the Stone Guard and the Keeper of the Flames from trying to venture in. And when they have, those that actually have the skills of Shadow, very much like your friend Joran, then we use them to scare them off. And then, of course, there's nothing better than the tunnels, the Wallstone tunnels have a beautiful means to keep those that cannot navigate it out.
That's a very good plan. I applaud this plan. But tell me, Aldith, why do you want to destroy this egg? I understand this is Themberchard's heir, but what benefit do you have to destroying this egg?
Well, that's the thing. This egg is not Themberchard's heir. It's actually Themberchard himself. We, through manuscripts and books and journals, and even that of the lower caste historian Stones, were able to come to the conclusion that the problem with Themberchard is that he doesn't die and then there is a new dragon that comes through. It is him himself, but through this dark magical means of an agreement or a pact or whatever the darkness that surrounds this egg. It means that when he comes back, he still has the memories, he still has his abilities. It's in a matter of moments until he grows to a full-grown red ancient dragon again. And that is where the problem lies. You see?
So for all intents and purposes, Themberchaud is immortal.
Well, yes, quite right. Clever for you to make note of that. But the problem is that it doesn't matter if he dies far away or close to the egg. Something ties him to this egg with a force that we cannot see. And Aldeth points to, yeah?
Can I haul Stool over?
Stool? Yeah, I suppose. Well, he is,
And
yeah, so I'll put him with
Stool-
Jordan as the side, yeah. Okay, yeah, okay.
Stool, my boy, I know you're not feeling well, but if Aldeth is willing and I indicate to Aldeth, could you form a telepathic connection with Aldeth?
Yeah, you can. He walks over. Aldeth looks to him and says, "Are we doing the same thing we did when we were in a group?"
That's right.
He kind of like nods, but you can see it's now more difficult. But Aldeth, he bends down. You see Artentak say, "Lord, what are you doing?" It's like, "Don't worry, I did this before." And you see him do this telepathic connection, and then Aldeth is back with being able to speak to you guys as a group.
I'd like to show Aldeth exactly what we saw in the King's Throne Room, how we saw Grazitz come through the wards, no concern, the conversation, the threats, the talk of the Ionian stones, and let him see exactly what we saw and heard.
All right. You see Aldeth is like, yeah, that's truly a worrisome sight.
Very disturbing.
We need to realize that the two powers that govern Gracklstoke at the moment are not there to assist the city. It's not there to assist the people. It's there to assist themselves. And the king, as selfish as he might be, has gone and locked himself in this warded area to try and protect himself, because he knows that should he ever remove himself from that area, he'd be killed on the spot. And as far as Themberchaud is concerned, that reckless red dragon will do anything knowing that it could possibly not die. The truth is that I, Aldeth, from the Grey Ghosts, and all the civilians and the people that you see within this place, my job is to just make sure that the city is given back to its people. I don't need to even sit necessarily on the throne. I just want the two powers that are in place to be removed.
The two powers being Themberchaud and the king.
Aye, that's right. And whoever gets in my way before I stab my father through his bloody heart is gonna feel it from me as well. So you can see that there's like a blood boiling hatred towards the king from Aldeth. But he points to Albus, and Albus, can you maybe just explain to them what you thought might have maybe been a good idea? If we are able to put ourselves in a position where we can maybe destroy the egg, then it will give us the means to bring the fight to the city. After all, then we'll have two means to slap them and attack the king and the dragon at the same time. And that way we can liberate the city. Well, people have been waiting for this for a long time. And though the Grey Ghosts have been trained and they are hardy, I sure as hell can help. I sure as hell can have a little bit of help if you are willing to try and help me in this endeavor.
I would like to hop a little bit closer to him and turn my neck upwards, look at him, Aldeth, and say, Aldeth, if what you seek is the liberation of this city from a tyrannical king and a tyrannical dragon, You have my full support. And I put my fuzzy little paw out to shake his hand.
You see him looking at the paw, and he looks to the rest of the group. He says, "What do you guys think? After all, I don't mind taking Archibald, but you are the team. What are your thoughts?" And he's looking at Lyra, and he's looking at Joran, he's looking at Hexy. He even looks at Galeran for a moment. What are your thoughts on the matter?
I'll agree. Liberation!
I've got nothing better to do, so might as well.
And Lyra?
Yeah, why not? I guess.
Lycos?
Right.
Wow.
So,
What do
yeah.
you
Oh,
say,
yeah.
Lycos?
Lycos. Yeah. Where is? Oh, yeah. He's must. I'm not thinking. Yeah. Yes. All right. What did you say?
Growl.
No, man, speak English.
Yeah.
I need
So
to
you see Grave in the
polymorph back.
distance. He's like, yeah, that means yes. It's yes for an animal in Brussels. More, it means yes. But
When he scratches his balls, that means yes.
yeah.
when he's drooling, it also means yes.
So Aldeth looks to the group. He says, "All right, then that is an accord. Though I don't expect you guys to do it for free. So before you agree, let Albus just explain what he thinks is the most reliable means, and then from there you can decide upon how and what is the best course of action." So Albus goes. He walks to the group and he looks at the egg, and you see him pointing. Says, "Now, I have come to the conclusion that if the egg needs to be destroyed with an ancient magic, you will have to find the ancient magic of the disintegration eye of the beholder known as Zalatan. With this eye stalk, I can use its powers and redirect the disintegrating magic to remove the foul demonic imprint upon this egg." And he looks at you guys almost as if expecting somebody to say something.
Can I quickly psychically chat to Archibald and say
Go for it.
quickly in his ear, well, in his mind, we have an impasse here now. Due to one wants that beholder alive, the other wants it dead.
What's your feeling on the matter? We have, on the one hand, the wizard Vizeran, who has been good to us, and he has helped us, but he serves the king for all intents and purposes, although he might betray him. On the other hand, we have Aldeth, with the oppressed group of grey ghosts. Where do you feel we should go?
Yeah, it's the problem. The way up here is the items that we can get there. The riches over there.
Spoken like a
versus-
true rogue.
Yeah. It's tough to say no to gold, you know.
Joran, I trust your judgment in this aspect. As for myself, I feel that I can trust Aldeth more than what I can trust Vizeran.
Yeah. I think we just go for it for now and then figure it out. So I agree.
What, so you guys want to go kill Zalatan?
No. Gee, we can agree, in my opinion, we can agree to Aldous we can tell him right now, yes, we'll do it. And then we can maybe decide and talk about it on our way there.
Why would Vizeran want the beholder alive?
I don't know if it's alive because I can trap it into the flask because the stuff in his vault is alive. And it's under his control.
Roll
isn't it?
the history check.
If I'm not mistaken.
If you get over 18, then I will give you a reminder.
Ah, bro.
Okay.
I am gonna use the luck for that.
You remember that Vizeran needed the beholder to be able to do something with his elements / giving him power, but you can't remember to what extent and why.
That's fine.
Can I cast message and send a message to Haxi?
Yes, of course.
You can talk to her psychologically.
Oh yeah, I can do that too.
Psychically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the connection running. So
Haxi,
every
come
day.
in, Haxi.
That's not loud. I can hear you, bastard.
This is
Actually,
Bald
you
Eagle.
read
This is
me.
Bald Eagle.
Stop shouting.
Haxi, this is Fuzzy Pork. At your discretion, remember, you have the orb. And whether you want to tell Aldeth and Albus about this is at your discretion.
Okay, wait. Off the table. Just say to me again. What did they want us to find off of Zalatan?
They want us to kill Zalatan and
Yeah.
get his eye stalk. And we can. It's a part of the beholder. So if we kill him and harvest him, they can use his parts to kill this egg. They think.
Okay, and this orb. What does this orb have? Is it part of the eye stalk?
Well, no. The orb that we picked up, the orb that was in transit, that was
Yeah.
meant to go to the Keepers of the Flame. Remember, you are carrying that orb, the orb that can wipe out this entire city if we don't keep feeding it magic.
Yeah. But what does that have to do with this now?
Well, I'm just saying that orb somehow fits into the picture because that was supposed to go to the Keepers of the Flame, and we don't know why. But clearly, it's a key in the puzzle somewhere.
Ah, Jesus Christ! Someone's paying serious attention. Well done, dude.
Sure, thanks. So whether
I'm
you
gonna
want to
fret,
tell,
I'm
whether you
gonna
want
give
to
you
tell
inspiration to
Aldeth
my
and Albus about this orb, I leave in your hands.
Okay, here's the thing, because I was thinking about this earlier, right? I was thinking about the orb actually. The guy mentioned that it's old magic that can destroy the egg. So this orb absorbs all kinds of magics, right? And just grows and grows and gets stronger and stronger. Can we not somehow do some kind of check on the orb to see if it doesn't maybe have that spell that Albus
Proceed
needs to
at
destroy
your own peril.
At my own peril.
Do what you think is best.
Good.
Okay, so this is what I said now. I basically voiced this over the telepathy thing. I say to the guys, look, we've got this orb. What if it hasn't already absorbed one of those spells or techniques that Albus requires to destroy this egg?
He would still need the material components to get the spell to work. So, in order for Albus's plan to work, we have to kill the beholder.
Is
If
it so?
we go with his plan.
Doesn't that orb just shoot out a spell?
Yeah,
It
doesn't it?
Well, it absorbs a spell. We haven't seen it shoot
You haven't
out
seen
a
it
spell
shoot
yet.
anything yet.
I think it's
Yeah,
true.
for all we know, it could release every
Hell.
single spell it has absorbed over God knows how long, all at once. So
Can
that could
I-
be a city-leveling catastrophe.
Could I
Yes,
do a
exactly.
check on the orb maybe to see if there's a way to
You can make
extract
the
spells?
attempt if you want to. Okay? So you're standing in front of all these guys. You've just been told more or less what the plan of Aldeth and his group and what they are trying to do. Okay. What do you do with the orb? Do you pull it out right here and say, listen, this is what I've got? How are you guys going about it?
Okay, well, Aldef is obviously part of the telepathy thing now, so he heard that, didn't he?
I
Not
would say yes, he did. No, I would
did he?
say that he did. Yeah, no, I would say that
Yeah.
he did. You guys are talking.
So-
He's connected a long time already, so he hears that you guys are talking about this orb.
Yeah,
and
because you
that-
connected him with Sul, remember?
He knows about the orb, man. Fuck, he was on the boat with us.
Yes.
I don't think he necessarily knows what we have discovered since then.
Does he
Yeah,
know
he didn't know
stole
that.
it?
He didn't know that.
Does he know he
didn't have
stole
it. No, he knows that that there was something below deck. He never saw it because it was just you and Exy that had that orb, and you guys were talking amongst each other. But he never once went to go and have a look and see what's going on with it.
Well, he's heard us talking now, so he's obviously got some questions. So I have no choice.
Cat's out the bag, yeah.
That's out the bag. So I grab my bag and out of the bag,
the cat inside.
I pull out the orb and I hold it up. I go over to Aldef and I say, here's the orb that we've been talking about right now. Maybe, just maybe, we could see if we can extract certain elements out of it or spells to use it for your to destroy the orb after the egg.
Okay, so how are you
It's very
holding it? Are you
dangerous.
is it in your hand? Are you holding it with both hands? Are you lifting it towards him?
I forgot about that.
Didn't we wrap it in something?
That's up to you.
No, I don't,
Like how, you
I don't
must
think it
explain
was
to me how.
wrapped.
Oh god.
Okay, so you pull it out.
I put it out. I forgot that I should not have
Okay.
touched this thing.
Okay,
touched
so
it.
roll me a D100, and you
Oh.
you notice that it's starting to. You notice that when you pull it out of the bag, and it's in your hand, you can roll the D100, but you notice that there's a rippling effect that starts to take place. When Aldeth sees it, he's not really concerned about it because it doesn't really come across as aggressive or worrisome. He just sees another orb. With an 88, you see this thing, and it starts to make like a humming sound, but nothing comes from it. Nothing looks like it's out of control. And
Well,
Aldeth
Aldeth,
looks
if
to
you don't
you.
mind,
And
I'm just gonna
so
put this
what-
back
what is
in
this?
my bag.
is this the orb that you're talking about?
Yes, I'm just gonna put it down. I don't like touching it, so I'm just gonna put it back in my bag.
And
Does
you
weird-
see,
it's-
you see,
it's very
you see like
dangerous.
Albus, and he looks at it. He's like, "Oh, that is a great, that is a great means of magical energy that you have there. Where did you find such a device?"
We happened to come across it on a boat.
On the boat on the water, or on the boat under the water?
On a
On the
boat.
water.
On the water.
On the water.
And how did you find it on the boat?
Someone kindly opened up a door for us, and then we.
And the door was open, and this was inside. Hi.
Yes.
This is crazy to think such a great power such as this was flaunted for anyone to find.
Well, you see, what happened was, Albus, we were traveling to get to
We
Gracklestock.
accidentally picked a lock.
Okay,
And-
yes, you're traveling to the Gracklestock,
Yes.
nice place.
And then it turned out that our crew and captain were rather less savory than what we had imagined. And some disagreements of the physical nature did transpire. And in the end, we were forced to make further inspections around the boat because we assumed that they were child traffickers. And in picking the locks and looking deeper in, we found this orb. We found a note letting us know that it was intended to go to the Keepers of the Flame. So we decided, yes, they were the ones meant to get this. We don't know why. We don't know what their plan is. But we know one thing. It's better in our hands than in theirs at this point in time.
He looks towards Aldeth and says, "I am under the conclusion that this type of magic cannot be allowed to leave this location. I would highly recommend that we take this orb and we put it in a confinement spell so that I can study it more in detail. And that way we can find the very source of its great power."
I'd like to insight check that.
I was
You
just
can do
gonna
that.
gonna back him up with that.
Yeah, sure.
I'll back you up, Joran. You can roll it. I'll give you. If I back him up, does he get advantage?
Yeah, I don't mind. You guys can. I'm not. Yeah, go for it. You guys can roll. So what is it that you're trying to insight? Like, do you?
Is
do
he
you think he's
bullshitting
lying?
us?
Do you,
Yes.
okay, so you want to check. Okay, so you want to check.
So we can steal it.
You look at this, and you do not see any lie in this man's face.
Respectfully, Albus, I understand your concern. I myself am deeply concerned with this orb, but we are not going to leave it here at this point in time. We've trusted you. Now it's time for you to trust us.
That is wise. I do not have a problem with it, but can I make a suggestion?
Of
He
course.
opens his bag and he pulls out a scroll. And he's like, this is the entrapment that you can put in casing on just to make sure that it is confined. I would highly recommend that whoever has this orb, should it get to the point where it is no longer under your control, you can use this to try and suppress the magic that is within.
I think. Thank you very much
who-
for that.
Who's going to be carrying the bomb? Haxie, are you comfortable with that? You're responsible for it?
Yeah, you guys can trust me. I'm good.
Inside check.
Guys, guys, I'm not
No
going to
jellyfish
use it.
and no mushrooms. We can trust her.
Nothing controlling her at this stage.
Yeah, actually, hold on, Haxie. Maybe it's best if I hold on to the orb for now, because I don't mean to cast any kind of doubts on you, but
Well,
you do have
tend
a
to-
passenger at this point, and we don't know what he or she or its intentions are.
You hop around quite a lot, so let me give it to Joran, who walks.
Okay.
It's a bit more stable.
As you're about to give it, Albus is like, I would not do that if I were you. This
But it-
orb speaks to the Hexia Lord. You are in attunement with this great danger. I would suggest that I give the spell Autoluk's Resilience Sphere to Hexie, so that in the time of need, she can ask upon herself or Archibald to try and find a means to confine the spell to the orb.
So they don't. So they need to study the spell first.
No, you can cast
you
it.
do not need to study the spell. I'm giving you the scroll. Now, you must just make sure that you have it at all times. When
Okay.
the sphere starts to rummage up or the power starts to increase, then you must use the spell to make sure that you can contain the power within.
Okay.
I
So-
guess
sorry,
the one
Sorry, guys. I gotta
the
do
one
this.
bit of insurance we have is that whoever your passenger may be will surely be annihilated if it doesn't make sure that the orb stays contained. Mutually assured destruction, so to speak.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
Okay, so-
I don't know what the passenger is though.
Well, whatever it
Really?
is, it'll be flat, just like us if that orb goes boom.
Oh yeah, no.
What passenger?
Whatever happened to Hexia? Like, do we know?
Whatever
That
thing
parasite
entered her
that's in
body.
me.
Oh,
Oh,
so
okay.
you also have a parasite.
Yeah, everyone's got parasites except Lyra.
And me, and Joran.
I've told Archibald. I am infected, but Archibald just doesn't know it.
Yeah, so
Yes.
me, Joran, and Lyra are still clean, have no parasites at all.
Yeah. Okay, so he gives you Autoluk's Resilience Sphere. Do you know how that works?
No, I'm reading.
Okay, all right. So if you see that this orb is going to die or it's going to explode, okay, and you've got this spell open, it takes an action to activate it, but then you've got to keep your concentration for a minute. And then upon that minute, this thing needs to explode within that orb. So you can't do it prematurely and you can't do it too late. But what it does is that nothing, not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects can pass through the barrier in or out. What you would want to do is you would want to enclose the orb to prevent it from exploding to its fullest extent. When he gives you the scroll, it's like, please hold the orb in your hand so that I can just try to find the origin of the power.
I don't really want to touch it again. But okay.
You will not need to touch it. I just need to observe it to find the hypothesis of the magic that is within, and then I can give you the great calculation of what will happen should it explode.
Okay, I open the bag so you can peek inside.
Okay, so he's looking at this thing and he's studying this thing. You notice that he's casting sort of like you and Archibald can see magics like detect magic, locate magic. You can see he's got identify on. You can see that he is basically trying to find a way to read what comes from this particular orb itself. Is anyone doing anything for the next 10 minutes in game as to while Albus is identifying this? Anything else that you guys are doing with Aldith or anyone else for that matter?
I want to go and
Pocket
pet
Archibald quickly
Lycos.
before he moves.
You know Sylvester is also paying very much attention to Albus. You see Sylvester, he's got his one arm while he's standing there. You see Albus, he actually says, "Get a photon thruster ready." And Sylvester's like, "Yes, I will. Don't worry. I've got this. I got this." And then you see sort of like he clenches his fist, and there's like this thing that comes out his forearm of this armor plate, and it's like he's waiting for something to happen. The rest of you, Lyra, what are you doing?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Can I check in the room we were originally? I don't know if these people are gonna allow me to, but can I check if there's any valuable scrolls or papers on those tables?
On this side, yeah.
Yes.
Also, someone steal?
Yeah, you can go
I'm not
there.
stealing.
Yeah,
I'm just going
Yeah,
out
so-
checking.
So you
Yeah.
can roll me a perception check. I'll even say that Graves is also close by. I'll put him over there. Oh, nice. Okay, so
What
with the 26 perception, you look at the papers. The papers are there's various types of documents here. They're what looks to be sort of like a battle plan. You notice that there's like little jars. And inside these little jars are these hyper aggressive like looking bugs. It's got a very strange look to them because they look like their forearms would be something that would look like something that would burrow. You also notice that they've got they've got like a very sharp mandibles in front. You can see the glass is made pretty thick just to make sure that these things don't actually cause any problems. This is basically what it looks like. And you know them as creatures from the surface as Ankage. But they're like little babies in the bottle, and they kind of pointing one moment in a particular direction, then it's like they snap out of it and then they move around aggressively in the bottle again, and then again they point in that sort of like northeasterly direction. So you get the idea that this is something that the dwarves use, and Graves walks up to you and he says, "Yes, that's how we navigate the Wallstone tunnels. We use them to be able to tell us exactly where a particular point in the nest is, and that way we know exactly where we are within the tunnels itself. Should you travel, I can maybe arrange one or two bottles so that you can at least navigate the Wallstone tunnels easier."
Yes, please.
And you look at the rest of the plans on the tables. You see sort of like battle formations, a map of Gracklstook. You see ways to get into the castle. You notice that there's particular entry points that you can take. That's not just the front door of the castle itself. There's two hidden ways that also go into Themberchard. You notice that there's a brewery in Gracklstook that's marked with a circle around it, and you get the idea that that the Grey Ghosts are planning something. What does catch your eye, but it looks like it's under an arcane lock, is a stone on the table. This particular stone is floating above the table on its own, and it's doing a circular motion. When you look at it, you immediately are drawn by it. It's a very beautiful stone. It's red, sort of like a scarlet, with a little bit of sort of like a deep red that goes towards the center. And you notice this particular sphere as it's constantly floating around this arcane locked contained area. Apart from that, there's a couple of bags, there's a little bed here and there, and you notice that the Grey Ghosts, there's a lot of guards around these two platforms that you've just both come from. And that's what I'll give you with a 26.
Basically everything.
Pretty much.
Interesting.
Lycos, anything that you want to notice?
I first want to turn back in my humanoid form.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
I don't have access to it.
Oh, okay, that's weird. Here we go. Yeah, you guys are all pretty banged up from that last fight that you guys had. But yeah, what would you like to do, Lycos?
Then I want to ask Aldeth. In respect, he is a bastard son of the king.
So you have to put it like that, but it's true.
Does that mean... Sorry. I asked for leniency, but... So that means you have the royal blood to control the Warhammer machine at the heart of the city.
Well, if you're referring to the Equalizer and the great juggernaut adamantium golem that was created many centuries ago, I suppose that's true, but the problem is that you need the heart of the city. And that will only respond to the beck and call of the true king of Gracklestok. The problem, in that respect, is that if my so-called father is still alive, it will beckon to his call and his call alone.
But you haven't tried yourself.
No. To be honest, I wouldn't want anything from that king. Not even items, not a throne. I just want this place liberated so that my people can start living their lives in peace and not in fear.
So, just to chip in here, I still said here in one of my notes that you need the king's hammer for the activation of the machine.
Aye, that's the heart of the city, yes.
No.
Within the hammer is supposed a core of some living being that existed many, many eons ago. That's what gives the power between the blood and, of course, the king.
But if the king should perish, who is next in throne? Will it be by blood?
Aye, that would be true. Remember, the king that's upon the throne now, we've had 32 generations. So I would say that it's a good guess to say that if he should pass, I'd most probably inherit some form of a power that he might have had. But do I want it? That's a second question that I don't want to really answer now.
But will you be willing to assist us with power?
Well, I'll tell you what. You help me get my city and my people free, and I'll help you with whatever bloodlines I can possibly muster.
Because we can
Thank
use
you.
that machine to kill the dragon.
Or the
I'm
egg.
not truly knowledgeable about it, and I've never seen it in action. In fact, the last time that it has been recorded where it was used was some 7,500 years ago. As far as activation and what means or what abilities it might have, I am just in the dark as much as you are.
So just off the table, Alex, the egg, right, with the demonic blood in it. If we destroy the egg, it's not necessary to say that the dragon's going to be killed.
No, but the
We still
dragon
need to
can't,
kill
can't
the
be.
dragon.
Sure.
He can, yeah, he can't be reborn, yeah, because the egg's not there anymore. But the juggernaut will be strong enough to kill the dragon if we can activate
Inspiration!
it.
Someone's paying attention!
Good, gained inspiration.
Yeah,
But
I've
the
given to you
juggernaut-
and Archibald.
The juggernaut we can use. It will be strong enough to use in our fights then. So we just need to somehow get the hammer from the king.
We have an army.
Okay,
of,
continue. We have the entire army, y'all, so we can probably
We could-
overrun. But he's
Could
got
have
the
an army
walls.
and an equalizer. Aldeth, see reason.
We also have a way to get into the kingdom.
Okay, how about this? Aldeth, let me ask you a plain and simple question. If
Of
we
course.
can get you the means to pilot the equalizer, will you pilot it?
I don't know how to pilot it, but I suppose it's worth trying. But we've got no guarantees. That's my problem. The guarantee that I have now is that there is a means to find a way to destroy the egg, and I'd say that that is priority number one.
I
Any
tend to
plan
agree.
We need to
after the
find
egg.
the eye stalk.
Right, that's what we need. Or at least that's what Elvis has mentioned. And to be fair, up until now, he has not led us astray.
Well, Team Fifth Amendment, shall we go beholder hunting?
Yeah.
But let's just try and heal up first.
Yes, but I think we
Yeah.
need to. Yeah. Well, not me.
Is
But
there somebody in this camp that can maybe help us with our little parasite problem?
Parasite problem?
oh God.
What parasite problem?
Oh God. No, we not nothing.
What?
Actually,
That's right.
Two,
No.
cat, there was
What?
two cats in
What?
that bag.
What am I? Okay.
She's
We
got
can-
tummy,
Do you
tummy
have some
runs.
really,
Her
really
tum-
strong medicine for us?
she's got
Yeah,
some
her
shits.
Yeah, and we think she ate something that had worms in it and it's giving her very bad runs. Her stomach is sore.
She ate a weird mushroom down in the tunnel.
Five fairies get worms?
Believe it or not.
Hey.
Yes, yes.
Should see the
Yeah,
size
I'm-
of the
I'm-
worms.
I'm shitting myself at the moment. I need some good medicine.
Hey,
Don't worry
alright,
about it. We'll
we-
get your beholder stalk.
Alright, Elbows, maybe take them over to the tent with Artentag's wife and children. They can sit and maybe find a way to help themselves. Bandage them up, give them food, give them rest. And I say, if you're going to try and help to get the beholder, head out in the next 8 hours, and then we can help you from there. On top of that,
That's a long
follow
rest. Let's
me.
go.
I can give you a means to at least navigate the Wallstone like we do with our scouts. Of course, you can take it upon yourself to use that, or if Graves is willing and you are accepting, he's more than welcome to help navigate the area for you as well.
Oh yeah, bring Graves one time. Hey Graves, come on man. We went to sell together. I saw you 8 people.
Wait.
Come.
Before you leave, can I
Just wanna
just
eat people.
wanna
Yeah. Crazy dude.
What?
Crazy times on there.
Whoa!
before we leave, can someone who's proficient in Arcana checks please come check out this flying stone?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask now too. I've got a plus 13 on my Arcana. Can I please do a
I
check?
don't have anything.
Yeah, sure, you can do that.
I wanna.
Can I back her up to give her advantage? I've also got proficiency in Arcana.
Yeah, sure, not a problem.
It's giving me. I'm looking at this and I'm like, I'm mesmerized, but I'm wondering.
Aren't we
Hmm.
Don't
looking
touch
for a
it,
certain
Dixie.
specific stone?
I'm not
Just
touching
look.
it. I'm
Just
looking.
looking.
I'm just very curious. So I take the advantage on my little thing down there, and I'm gonna do a Arcana check.
I'm just seeing
Yeah.
one of those flies going to the light bulb. Zzz.
Let's just
Oh, that's cock.
Fuck. Well,
That's
22.
cock.
Still
You
low.
Why
got
am I-
crazy boosts.
My throws are so low. Yes, sir.
DM.
Okay.
Can I give it a
Yes,
go as well?
Doran, what do you want to say?
I'm just saying, she asked why is her roll so low, so it's the DM's fault.
Okay. But you got inspiration. You can re-roll if you wish.
Oh yes, can I?
Fuck
Yeah.
no. Inspiration on this.
Up to you.
It's her inspiration, not yours.
Very stoners.
Thank you, Mike.
The stalker Ionian
What if
stone.
it's yes? What if it's just the Ionian
doubt
stone
it,
that we were sent here
You
by
want to
the king
re-roll
for?
again?
I'm gonna re-roll again, y'all, because
Okay.
the
There we go.
he said at the end of the last session that I noticed a stone with Aldeth.
Yes. Yeah. I'll let us that. Yeah. Sure. Go for it again.
So I can't remember if you said the color of the stone, but
It's a red stone, deep red. But you can roll again.
yeah, okay, cool. Please.
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
Yes. 20.
That's
Please.
Oh my
20!
gosh. Yes. Okay. All right. Hexy, you walk to this table, and you see this stone floating around, and immediately you are drawn back to weeks ago, where you fought a demon lord near Phandalin. You saw stones that were rotating around his head. You immediately think again of when you saw Grazitz by the king, and again those two stones that were around his head were still floating.
A blue and
And
white
you
ones.
can't help but realize that this is indeed a similar stone of that nature, and it was one of the stones that you were trying to prevent Grazitz, but ultimately failed in still allowing him to get it. And this is indeed one of the Ionian stones. This is one of the Ionian stones that the king has been looking for. What you also know with that Nat 20 is that this has got an Arcana lock around it. You look at the spell, the glyphs, the writing on it. You saw the same magic applied when the Lich cast a particular spell that brought someone in your team down to their knees. Should you try and retrieve this without it being deactivated, you will be killed instantly.
The Arcana lock.
Yes.
Fuck me. Okay.
There's a glyph that's underneath it. So you've got the glyph, you've got the stone, and you've got the Arcana lock
Which
that's
one
like almost a
disarm
dome
that
underneath
glyph?
it.
Which one disarm that glyph without using magic?
No, it's a spell that's been put into it, and it's a very high level spell as well.
The spell magic?
I
That's
suppose
magical.
you can make the attempt,
Hmm.
but then you've got to
So-
explain to me how you use a thief's tools or thieves' means to take it while in the presence of a lot of dwarves.
So let me just get this right. So the glyph at the bottom, does
I'm
that
very
basically
sneaky.
make the lock work?
No, so you got the lock, like you got the arcane lock that's over it, then you got the
Yeah.
stone, and you got the glyph that's underneath the stone. If you remove
Okay.
the stone, you could technically deactivate the lock, and then nothing would happen. But the moment you remove the stone, the glyph goes off. But in order
Oh,
to
it's the glyph
get
like the
stone-
trap, basically.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, get you. So we need to deactivate the glyph.
You need to deactivate the glyph, and then
And get the Arcana
you've
lock
got the
off.
dome. Yes, there we go.
Can we just get a scroll of containment?
Oh fuck! I'm not gonna attempt this right now. Jesus, we're a company, people.
No, we are communicating this right through the psychic, so we can just say what the
Well,
fuck we
Aldef
want.
is part of the psyche. Don't forget that.
It's like
What?
so you laugh, but Aldeth looks at you, Hexy, and he's like, "You like the stone? I see.
I gasped. I forgot he was part of the psyche.
No, wait, but there's a difference here, I must say, because I can make sure who can hear what, in a sense. I can make it's a connection
Oh,
with
okay.
each.
It doesn't really matter. The point is you guys are caught. I'm just kidding. So Aldeth,
And then I turned to Aldeth, and then I asked him straight up, like, the stone, do you know what it is? Where did you get it?
we found it in one of the tunnels in the Wallstone after we had defeated this great creature that seeked death. But Elbus was the one that was able to provide information on it. To my knowledge, this is the thing that the king, or shall I say my father, is looking for. Now, we've been trying to contain it and ensure that it's in this location at all times for the sake of thinking ahead before we try and use it against our king, so to speak. But the problem is that the egg needs to be destroyed first. I'll make a deal with you, Hexy. You destroy that egg, I'll give you the stone.
Okay.
That's a good deal.
That's not a bad
That's
deal.
good.
Take note. The problem with these Ionian stones, or Ion stones, is that you need 3 of them to
For them to be-
supercharge them.
Yeah.
No. We've, Elvis, come over here for a moment. You see the little dwarf man, or he comes back and he says, "Oh yes, so you're looking at the Ionian stone of agility. It gives you flexibility and the ability to be dexterous at all times." With that information, you realize that you are looking at the spheric, deep red agility iron stone. Whoever gets the stone, or whoever uses it, will get +2 to their dexterity.
Flash, boom, boom.
But in the event where, let's say, 2 other stones are put together with this, it then amplifies the base potency of it.
So just quickly off table here.
Yes.
I made a note here and I've forgotten about this already, so I don't know how true this. I said here that the white stone I got from Phandalin's fight in our previous campaign.
Yes, that is the white stone that you got from Dur back in the day.
Yeah, but it's not in my inventory.
No, it's not with your inventory now. It was with you in the beginning of the campaign.
Oh god, what did I do?
No,
How
it's
did I
not
lose
about it's not about what did you do, it's about who took it.
You were pickpocketed. There's
No,
one
you-
person in this
you
group
weren't
that pickpockets
pickpocketed.
everyone.
Was I pickpocketed?
No. Your stuff was taken when you were at Valkenwald.
Oh right, yes. Fuck man, because if we okay.
Don't Grazes have the white one on him?
No.
Yes, no, but I even wrote it here. There was a blue and a white Ionian stone above Grazit's head
Yes, but he's got the
when he
blue
walked
one.
into the. When he walked and we chatted to the king.
You wanna tell me
Yes,
there's
okay,
just
yeah,
one
yeah,
just
yeah,
chilling
yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
randomly?
So, yes. So you got the blue, and then you got the white one that you saw with Grazes.
Yeah, the blue and the white one was with Grazit's
Yes.
when he
So-
walked into the throne room.
So your
Yes.
one you had, he took and he put. Okay.
He took. There we go.
So
So he was part of the
So-
people that captured
So
you.
he was, yeah. So he was part of the what do you call those people? The drows.
No.
No, well,
He
he's a
was.
demon lord, isn't
He was given the white stone was given to him by one of the drow.
Fucking
I don't know.
traitors.
He
okay.
wants that stone, so
Yeah,
he
yeah,
wants
yeah,
his
so
stone badly.
Somebody's in cahoots with him then.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I can tell you that. That's Ilvara.
Oh,
Sounds bad.
Ilvara exchanged the stone. So I'm giving you guys a little bit of, let's say for the sake of you guys figuring this out, like the epiphany is starting to hit you after you check the stone. The white stone that you had in your person was then taken from you by Ilvara. Ilvara then started hunting you. She couldn't get it right. Then Grazit and her met up, and in exchange for getting more power, she gave the stone.
okay.
So there's
Okay,
like
so
a
he's-
semi-pact between Ilvara and Grazit and...
So that's 3 out of the 7 stones.
Yes.
If it's including the
no,
red
no,
one
no.
now.
There's a lot more than 7.
It's just
Yeah,
you
but
need
we
3
were
to be
tasked-
boosted. Right?
Yeah,
Yes,
but
you
we
need
were
3 to
tasked
boost
to
it.
get 7 stones, weren't we?
I think they were back in the first. I was talking about the first campaign.
The first campaign,
There was a
there
couple.
were 7 stones that were known about on the surface,
Oh,
of
my
which
bad.
3 were in Phandalin's area.
Yeah. I think this guy just trying
But
to fucking
there's
get
there's
this thing.
plenty of them. I've got a whole list here full of them.
Cameron, calm down.
Okay, but okay,
Easy.
what I will say is that you hear Albus hearing you talk about this. And he says, the White Ionian stone, that is the stone of regeneration. And then you understand that the white stone is of a regenerative nature.
Okay.
And then when you're looking at this
Regenerative.
red one, you realize that this is a dexterity one.
Yeah, it takes
The
plus
blue
2.
one, the blue one you don't know yet.
Alder,
Hmm.
you don't believe in payment up front.
Jordan, we've been traveling for a very long time. And I understand that you're a man of many skill, especially that with a tongue. But unfortunately, I can't even release this. It is too much at stake. My
You know-
people are important, and I would do anything for them. And one of
I
them
had to try.
is that I need to protect them, and this is one of the few things that I know can protect them. So it
Okay.
will remain what it is until that egg is destroyed.
We don't understand. Don't you wanna also with what's this guy? Where's the guy's picture now? Oh no. Grave
Arkansas?
with Grave.
Yeah, Grave.
Can you send another scout with us?
Another
It is a bit-
scout.
Or just another person?
Well, I'm
Yeah,
sure that we can
numbers.
try and find somebody that can go with. It depends entirely upon who you wish to join. Who did you have in mind?
The Displacer Beast.
You see, as Grave like looks around, you notice that Sylvester walks in. He's like, with your permission, maybe I can help them. If they are truly going to go after the Beholder, they're going to need all the help they can get.
Yes.
The more the merrier.
As for the rest of you that joined them, Galarin and Stool, you don't really look very well, and you're going into a place where you don't necessarily need communications. I would maybe suggest that they rest up.
Yeah, Galarin and Stool were not looking well recently.
You also look a bit flippin' on the sore side there, Archibald.
Yeah, I just want
Ah.
to say, Lycos and I are also busy dying here.
I'm feeling quite fucked. But you know, Galarin and Stool, they also had a runny tummy. So maybe it's best if they sit this one out.
I don't think we should leave
I think
runny
the
tummies with,
the consensus is a long rest, 8 hours.
8 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I'm
So
happy
with
to
that
long
being
rest.
said, is there anything that you guys want to do
Yes.
before the long rest starts?
Can I please, my ritual casting, cast Find Familiar, please?
Sure. And then what I'll do is I'll show this to you guys so that you can see more or less the type of orb that you're looking at.
Blue, red, purple, pink, white.
Yeah, there's a few more, but that's just what the Ionian stones look like, the Ion stones. just to give you an idea of what it is that you can acquire.
Yeah, if I'm also
With a
allowed
familiar,
Mark
what type of
Unseen
familiar did you want?
for this area, I want a bat if I could.
Yeah, sure. Okay, not a problem. I'll say that you got a bat. I'll look for an image for you.
And
Just
then
quickly
also
get
unseen
your-
servant just for the time I'll be here, and he can serve
Warren.
anyone just to make their stay a bit more relaxing.
Okay, cool. And you notice that basically, as you guys are laying in this area, and you rest yourselves down for the evening or so, you know, there's constant. Yeah, sure.
Sorry, I would. Where are we sleeping? Where are we now? Are we
You're
sleeping
in
in
a-
the war room?
No,
I'll
I
be
wouldn't say
sleeping
that
out
you're
of
sleeping in
place.
a war room.
I'd
But
like
you'll-
to set some
Yeah.
alarms around wherever we are sleeping.
Yeah, you can do that. That's not a problem. I would say that in the tent, they take you to like a little tent area, one that's big enough to cater for the whole lot of you guys. You notice that it's amongst family, you know, men, women, children. They put you in this particular area itself, and you notice that it's quite cozy. The moment the people are settled and they are told by Aldeth and the rest of you that you guys are fine and can be trusted, you notice that there's a little bit more of a warm welcome. You notice that the kids are coming to have a look at Hexie and her fairy-like demeanor. You notice that they're around Galerin. Stool doesn't look well. He's not playing. He's not that cheerful self running around. He's just literally lumped in one area, and you can see that he's not doing so great. He tugs on you, Lyra, one or two occasions, and he looks at you with a very sad looking eye, and you can see that it's like he's trying to ask for help, but he can't say the words, and you notice that his means to communicate is starting to fuzz out. It's like it's not as optimal as it used to be. You notice that the food that they bring you is a decent food, and the beds that they give you is of a warm nature. The displacer beast that you see walking around with Graves, you know, he gives specific commands, quick, commands to dash, and it's constantly on the lookout. And but people have gotten used to this creature running around, as Grave was able to tame this means. The rest of you are free to do whatever you wish in this moment before taking the long rest. But it's safe enough to say that you are within a safer location.
And can I go to Haxie and talk to her for a second?
Sure.
Haxie, you got a scroll from Albus Ironside, Osiluk's Resilient Sphere.
Yes.
Can I ask, are you planning to learn that spell?
Why?
Well, I'm hoping that, well, I've got some ink and parchment. Would it be possible for me to make a copy of that scroll and then in due time learn it myself?
Sure. I guess the more people
well,
that
it's
know
actually
the
more a
spell.
question for the DM.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
So you want the
copy-
scroll?
I want to copy her homework and then use that to learn the spell myself.
I would say that it's a once-off use, or you learn it and the scroll gets destroyed in the process
Okay.
because of the magic nature of how scrolls are created.
All right.
So he's not able to copy it.
So you've got to decide whether or not it's the risk or worth the risk learning the spell or not.
I would say if that's the case, if you learn it, that just means you have to keep that spell on hand always. Prepared.
Okay, tell you what, I don't want to do that. So, you are more than happy to take the scroll and learn it on my behalf, and then when shit hits the fan, you need to cast a spell obtain the orb?
I think what I'll do is I'll say no to that one.
Then
Um,
what the
you
hell?
keep the scroll, and if things go wrong, you must burn the scroll to use it. Because if I take the scroll from you, you've got no ways to do it yourself. And I might not be there when
Well,
around.
That means I need to. No, you learn the spell and then you prepare it.
But I might not be with you when the orb goes funny. You understand?
Right, okay, fine.
Respectfully, I think it's better if it stays with you then.
Fine.
Yeah. It's the orb and the scroll, or the orb and whoever has learned the spell must stay together.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably safer.
I'll take the spell and I'll learn it, and then I'll drop one spell and.
No,
Okay, so
it's a scroll. So a scroll you can cast it once, but you don't
so it's
have
not
to
something-
keep it prepared.
Ah, okay.
doesn't use
Ag
your
nee, maar
resources.
nou maar kom praat is nog heel tyd man.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you guys decide to. Okay, all right. So you guys decide that you're gonna keep the scroll. Is that correct? No
Yeah.
one's learning it.
No, we're keeping it.
Okay.
I'll
All right.
cast
Lycos,
it when I.
what are you doing before the long rest?
I'm just gonna. I'm tired. I'm beaten. I'm sore.
I'm in pain.
I'm
Yeah,
in danger.
Yeah, I just want to rest.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Lyra, you doing anything?
No, nothing in particular.
Okay. Are you going straight to bed? Are you healing up? Are you meditating? What are you doing?
If I meditate, I must regain my health, right?
So to speak, yes.
But
Yeah,
long rest
let me
as
do
well.
that.
Yeah.
Valid.
Okay. Jordan, are you doing anything?
Yeah, Jordan is sitting back on his bed with his feet up, and his unseen servant is rubbing his feet.
Okay, all right, sure, that can work. You see the bat flying around just to try and keep a good idea as to what the surroundings are like.
Yeah.
The cavern completely opens up. You notice that there's an entry point towards the back of the cavern, but it's got a magical lock system in place. Something that if you ever do feel the need, you can maybe have a look at. Then as far as Lyra is concerned, during this time that you are taking your rest, you get a sense that there is something towards the east, the right side of the map. There's something that is calling you. You don't really know what it is, but it felt very similar when you were close to the rock illusion that prevented people from entering the Dragon Temple. Can you remember that?
Yes.
But you're not entirely sure what this might entail. All right? But as you're meditating, as you're relaxing, as you're centering yourself, that pull seems to just get stronger and stronger and stronger. All right? Lycos, you decide to just take a stroll around a bit, just to try and get your bearings. Especially as a druid, you're able to read the land a little bit better, get an insight as to what might be within the next mile or so. But while you're doing this and noticing Joran's bat flying around, you come across two guards that are talking, but they are of quite a distance away. To the average person, a person would not hear what they are talking about, but your werewolf instincts kick in and your ears kind of fine-tuned to it, and you hear that the two dwarves talking to each other. One says to the one, "We haven't heard anything from the Neverlight Grove. It's strange. Last thing that we heard was that there were grand and great beasts that were all gathering together for some form of a ceremony, but it has gone quiet. It's a bit of a worrisome. And that creature that's with those friends of Aldeth, you know, the one that looks like a mushroom. You know, after all, there's a whole lot of them within the Neverlight Grove. I wonder what's going to happen now. The other one's, are you overthinking it, Laurie? Don't stress too much about it. It's just the Neverlight Grove. We've kept out of their terrain and territory. They'll do the same for us. There's no means to be stressed about it. You hear the one god, but what about that, the mushroom, about Jory, that got, that orange stuff that went in the system. He ended up dying and becoming almost like decayed within seconds. What about that? And you hear the other one, that's not a problem. That's because the fool wouldn't drink mead. He decided to drink wine like a sophisticated, rich, pompous ass. That's why he died so quick. It's like, oh, maybe you're onto something. And then you see the two dwarves as they kind of like split away from each other, walking sort of like a patrol for the night.
Okay. After
What do you
hearing
do?
this, I immediately return to the party and inform everyone about the situation.
What do you tell them?
Drink mead, not wine.
Yeah.
What is it now, Lycos?
Where's the mead? Give it to me immediately.
You see,
Immediately.
you see like there's mead on the table, and you notice that there's like water, and there's like what seems to be like a darkened black like beer that came from the brewery from Grackelstock. And you immediately look at this, and you just go for the mead, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So, all right, no, that's fine. So you start drinking mead and you're downing this stuff like crazy. Do you tell anyone else about this?
Yeah, I informed everyone, if you don't drink mead, we're gonna die.
Why? Wait. Why are we gonna die again? Are you
Just trust him, Jordan.
okay? Sure, I'll go pick up a fucking tankard and down it. Hopefully there's
Okay,
meat in here.
Wait, is that now everyone? Why?
No,
I've
I don't
got-
know.
I've got
You see
I'll go.
Aldeth, he's also connected. He's like, oh, I totally agree. If you don't drink this beautiful meat, you certainly die of thirst. You see,
I'll
like, he,
drink
grabs
that.
he starts grabbing it as well. Ah! And you see Ardentag is like, oh, is it time to drink? Of course, I'll have a mug. And you see him grabbing the mug as well, and they start downing the stuff as well. You know, they follow suit because they can clearly see that it's a drinking party. Why not? There's no problem.
Fuck it.
I ask Artendorf, what does it mean if you spew out orange mist?
Orange mist. Mist probably means you drank too much.
Spew out from where, Lycos?
From your mouth and nose.
Okay.
From your
Yeah,
mouth.
no, I'm not a doctor, but I don't think you're very well if that's happening.
Okay, all right. So, Lycos, that's the case. Joran, you while you're drinking the beers and while everyone's taking a bit of a moment to like panic over orange mist and mead, you get like it's like a ping, sonar almost in the distance, and you notice that it's towards the southern central part of the Wallstone tunnels. You get the feeling that there's something there that is also calling, but not necessarily you, but rather your individual friend that is within your mind. And the moment that you hear this, you hear a voice, Joran, are you there? Are you drinking too much mead? Joran, snap out of it.
I'm responding in my mind, not of course moving my lips. Yes. Hello.
Did you feel
Yes.
that?
I did feel that. Did you feel
We
that?
need to go there as soon as possible.
Do you know what's
Or
there?
else this place will be overrun.
This fucking meat is strong, yeah. Okay. Sorry, new phone, who these?
It's me. Jordan, it's me, Shane.
Oh
Jordan,
shit! Ah, fuck. Oh, what's up, Shade?
you need to focus. We
I'm
need to
drinking-
find the infestation. We need to kill it. We need to get it done.
Okay, what's the time frame? How quickly do we
As
need
soon
to
as
get
possible.
there? Okay.
Yesterday.
But I can feel it. It's growing and it's crawling. And as you're listening to him, you hear Shade like, Jordan, we need to. Jordan, yeah. Nothing.
That's even worse.
You killed him.
No. How do I convince somebody that I don't have something weird going on with me, that I've got just a ping? I have to go there. Anyway, Jordan's internally freaking out right now.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything? I just want to make sure that before I move on to the next person, Jordan, Lyra, Lycos, you guys are sorted.
I wanna know.
After,
Oh, go ahead, Lycos.
After I downed 5 jugs of mead,
Yeah. You can roll a Constitution saving throw.
Hey!
Okay, alright. You're fine. You're fine. No problem.
there was also I'm relaying the message to my party members. There was also a mentioning of the Neverlight Grove to the is it north or south? I forgot because I'm looking up.
As a dwarf and the nature that you've got, the ability that you've got, you know that it's very central to the Wallstone tunnels. How to get there, you don't know, but you know it is very central. But when you do that, you see Stool immediately. He gets excited, and he walks up to you, and he touches you on the leg. It's like the last bit of energy. He comes up to you, and Joran as well, and he stands like sort of like between you, and he's like, "Home, must go home." And you see him like touching your legs, and you get like a split second of an image. An image shows a beautiful, crystalline, and completely crystal clear, what looks to be like a waterfall / river point within this glade. And you see an image of Stool as he lays back in this, and it's like he soaks up this water, and it's absolutely refreshing. And you're seeing it, and then when he takes his hand off of your legs, you notice that he's still standing there, and he's not feeling so great. You can see he's still hurting.
Can I cast the spell Commune with Nature?
Yes.
I want to locate a location of bodies of water.
Yeah. So that's for 3 miles. You notice that there's water to the east. There's water in the central area. There's water to where you were at the entry point of where you came into the Wallstone tunnels. And then there's one that's a little bit to the west as well, but it doesn't seem like a lot, but it also doesn't feel very much like water. Rather alive than necessarily flowing.
Okay, I relay the information. Does the spell... Oh, I can choose 3 facts, okay? And can I also find the most relevant kind of beast? information?
From a beast perspective, you try and think, but there's nothing that really comes across as beasts.
Or plant?
Plants, yes. You. I would say that's your third question. I would say.
Yes.
Okay, so third one is plants. There's a lot of plants in the central area, but what's weird is you get the feeling that Hexy's got a plant in her. You've got a plant in you. Joran's got a plant in him. Lyra doesn't, and Archibald doesn't. You notice that there is a plant towards the central of the map and towards the north as well. And then, as weird as it is, there is another plant very, very, very deep towards the south. But it's unnatural. Very unnatural. Like you actually get a feeling that it's not supposed to be here. It's not of this world.
Yeah. I
You relay this
this information, yes.
Okay, after
That's
you.
fine. Please,
Sorry.
please, can we go to that unnatural plant?
I want to say, yeah, when Lycos mentions the south one, because I'm pretty sure my ping was also south, right, Cameron?
It's
Sort of, yeah.
centralized.
Yeah, it's a centralized, but it goes extremely deep. So the feeling that you get from you, Lycos, is that this plant, or this unnatural plant that you were thinking about, seems very similar to a garden-like area, and almost the description on an area of where the Never Grove would have started. But this unnatural plant that you can feel is something that is extremely, really deep. You're talking like maybe easily another 1.5 miles down, which is hectic far. But when you do, you see Hexy. All of a sudden, she freezes up. Hexy, you can roll me a d6.
God damn it. God damn it.
Close again.
Okay, 5. Hexy, you turn, your body freezes, your eyes widen, your breath feels like it's somebody sitting on your chest. You turn towards Lycos, and you hear a voice that doesn't sound like Hexy, and all it simply says, "I see you too." And it giggles, and all of a sudden you see Hexy. She kind of like comes back, and she's like looking at you, and she's kind of like, "What the hell's happened? I was laying on the bed. How am I looking at you?"
What
And
do you mean?
Realize, you realize that this was not a Hexy.
Oh my gosh.
She gonna fire again?
No.
I have to get behind the
I'm
bed.
just gonna excuse myself right away over here. Just sit here.
It is
Oh,
the
wait.
mother.
Can
It is the mother.
let's just go back a few steps. Lycos, you said that you felt a plant entity from yourself. You felt it from Hexy. You felt it in Galerin. You felt it in Stool, obviously, but then you said something else which caught my attention. You felt it in Joran.
Yes, I did.
Now, are you sure about that?
I am 100% sure.
Joran, you didn't. I didn't see you get attacked by one of the infected. Is there something you should be telling us?
This is news to me, and this is completely lying, deception.
I inside check him.
You can inside check him. He's got to defend. You got to attack. So roll your insight, and he's got to roll deception or persuasion. Up to him. Problem is, this man is like a skilled guru, you know.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, Jordan needs to do his deception, but I don't think. Yeah, I mean, like with the 3, he beats.
Oh,
Okay.
Jordan, you, what did you say? It's news to you.
No, like,
Alright.
like honestly, I'm like dead face. According to Mr. Archibald, I'm like, this is news to me. I'm as shocked as you are,
Alright.
but maybe that makes sense why I got a very strong ping in the cell for some reason while I was sitting here. That's the lie.
Archibald, he's talking the truth, man. There's no lies there.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I like us. I'll be honest, man. I think you're wrong on Joran. I mean, I've been traveling with him for a while. He doesn't have whatever you guys have.
but I felt it.
You're wrong. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, clearly he doesn't. But okay. We'll look into it a bit later.
Growing to suspicion.
Put on my
Gaslighting.
skepticals.
Attitude -5.
Yeah.
Okay. God, funny. Okay, all right. So, all right. To sum it up for you guys then decide to take a long rest. Is that correct? You guys are going for the rest now?
I'd like to still do something, please.
Okay, yeah, sure. What did you want to do?
I'd like to talk to Sylvester.
Yes, sure. Okay, so let me just quickly. There we go. Okay, so before we go to Sylvester, just briefly, I just want to bring this up. Okay, so you guys have got your personal quests now. Joran, Lycos, Lyra, and Hexy. Okay, Archibald, you kind of busy with your one at the moment. Then it's the quest for the Neverlight Grove. Okay. And that is where you need to take Stool with you. Okay. Then you've got the quest for the Beholder. I'm just quickly doing a recap to make sure that everyone knows where they stand on this. And that is to get the Stalk. You can either give the Stalk to Aldeth, or you can give it to Vizeran. Okay. If you decide to give it to Aldeth, just to give some clarity here, you lose the ability for Vizeran to give you the items in his sort of like vault. Okay? But if you give it to Vizeran, then you lose the Ionian Stone. Of which both of them, options wise, if you decide to take one, it doesn't mean that you can't get the other one, it just means that you just got to take it by force.
Or
Okay.
just when the opportunity arises.
All right. Then you've got the killing of the king, or bringing the Ionian Stone to him. Okay. Or you've got getting the egg back to Themberchard, or destroying it. All right. Is everyone clued up on this?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Archibald, we'll finish up on you, and then once we're done with your character interaction, then I'll say that we can then close the session for the evening. So Archibald, everyone starts to get ready for the rest. You notice that Sylvester is working quite hard in the settlement, its area as well. You notice that he is building what seems to be sturdy structures for future dwarves that might come and join the resistance. You notice that he is typically that fixer-upper. He was never really the strongest of your children. He was the single child, male-wise, and then the rest were all daughters. And you get the feeling that he went out of his way to try and prove himself to you, but it never really got the outcome that he would have liked. And when the accident happened, it just grew. Distance grew between you. When you met up with him now, his job was to try and find you, of which he did, or at least he made the attempt. You can arguably decide who found who, but now that he has, there is a sense of a distance that you can see that he's trying to play, because in a way he doesn't really know what your intentions are and how you would react to him having come to the Underdark as well. He's keeping busy to try and keep his mind away from the topic. What do you do with that?
For starters, I'm going to block the telekinetic connection with the rest of my party. They don't need to hear any of this. And I go up to him. I say, Sylvester, can we go for a walk?
Yeah, I'm a bit busy, but yeah,
Come with me, my
I
son.
can take.
Come with me.
What do you want to talk about?
I
He puts down the hammer for a moment and he starts walking with you.
I start walking out and I beckon him, and we just try to find a place that's a little bit out of earshot from everybody else.
I would say that you find reasonably a decent place.
How many years has it been, Sylvester? How many years since we last saw each other?
It's been about 16 years.
16 years?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you could count on me to not know that number. I know when you were younger, I pushed you too hard. I know that you feel responsible for the accident. But truth be told, I think I am responsible for the accident. That's damaged your frail body as badly as it has. I've pushed you, I've hurt you physically, I've pushed you away. We've never reconciled. And after all of this, in my time of need, you still came to find me. Why? After everything I've done to you.
Well, when Mom told me that you were busy sitting on your favorite chair on the porch drinking your Baldarian wine, when she told me that you were all of a sudden just snatched, we informed the Baldur's Gate guards immediately. They came in, they did their tests, and they realized that some form of magic had warped the particular area, and they were able to retrace it. Strangely, they were able to find that you had found your way towards the Underdark. Now, I know that we never got along, and it was certainly a scenario where I myself even felt that you blamed me for what had happened. And you know, it's in the past, we can't change it, but you know, when I saw how distraught Mom was, and you know, the sisters, all 26 of them, there was a part of me that realized that I had to try and do something. So I got into contact with a couple of adventurers in Baldur's Gate, and they said that they were going to try and go into the Underdark. We made our way down, and unfortunately, things didn't go so great, and we ended up in Gracklstock. We helped a Darrow or two here and there, but when the Grey Ghosts were able to get aid and ask for help, I was there to help. I mean, that's all I can do. And in short, that's where I am now. I was planning on leaving them to come and look more into the Underdark itself, but unfortunately, I got a bit hung up on trying to help them. You know, they have a hectic cause, a means of trying to try and help their people. You know, and you know, I thought to myself, you know, if I haven't found you yet, I mean, would you approve of me leaving these people in this state, or be more happier that I try to help them? And I mean, I'm just glad that you're safe.
Over the last few weeks, after I was pulled from my home in Baldur's Gate, I've been traveling with people that are very different in many ways to the company that I typically keep. Initially, we didn't quite see eye to eye, but I must say I've grown quite close to them in this short time, and they've taught me a few things about the world and about myself. I've come to realize that I was stubborn. I was cruel to you in my treatment. I should not have let you go so easily. I should have come to you. But, to my surprise, your mother and I have created a selfless, thoughtful young man. In all the time I haven't seen you, you have grown up so much. You are so strong now. I just want to say that I'm proud of you, my son. And if there's one thing that I want from you, only one thing, it's redemption for the wrongs that I've done in the past.
You see, for a moment, he gets taken back by it because it's the one thing he didn't expect. You know, you were always hardy. You always had this notion of you knew exactly what you wanted to say and what you wanted to express. But to hear an apology was something that was far beyond what he had expected. For a moment, you actually see him evaluating it to see whether or not it actually seems sound. But then after a moment, he realizes that it feels like it's coming from within. And he comes over, he gives you a hug.
I return it.
He simply ends with the words, "Thanks, Dad. I know that you might not have seen the importance of me in the past, but I'll do anything I can for your group to try and do you justice and find a way to help you. It's beyond us, and this cause that we've got, it's important. If you're gonna stay, I'll stay."
With that, I pat him on the back as a very slight teary eye gets wiped away, and I say, "Come, this has been good, but I think it's time we rejoin our group and strategize for the plan forward."
Mm-hmm.
I beckon him back to the tent where we go our separate ways.
Yeah, so as you go back to your tent where you rest, and you can see he starts walking away. He turns around to you and he says, "One thing, I was going to use it on myself, but maybe you need it more than I do. In the morning when you wake up, just come over to my workshop. You see, like on the other side of where you guys are sleeping, there's like a sort of semi, like anvil workbench. He simply says, I've been working something. Maybe you can use it better than I can, but I can guarantee you it will help you in the long run. Until then, sleep well, and let's see what happens in the morning. I think you'll be proud of what I can make and what you can use."
I'm already proud of you, my son.
And you see
So
him turn around,
proud.
and he literally just starts walking towards the anvil, and you can see that there's a bit of a life in his step. It's not something that you would have expected. All right.
Okay.
With that, I would say that concludes this session. Anything else that anyone wants to add before we finish it off?
If I could just have you for maybe a minute or two after the session, Cameron.
Yeah, sure, not a problem. I'm going to be here for a moment. Hexy, anything from your side?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, before you, yeah, okay, and Jordan?
All good.
Lyra?
I just want to confirm I felt the pulling towards the east, right?
Yes, that's a chill.
Okay, thank you.
Lycos, anything from your side?
More mead! I need more mead!
Okay, all right. So Hexy, when you lay down to sleep for the night, right? As you put your head down, as you start to go into a deep slumber and a rest, you wake up in a scenario that is extremely weird, but it's something that you recognize. Your surroundings are completely dark. You are not in this dwarven settlement where you were before. And you feel rested, you feel good, but this darkened area has got a very straightforward paved area that you see on the ground. Do you follow the paved area or not?
Sure, I'll follow it.
So as you are walking, and funny enough, walking, not flying, you find yourself coming towards a section where the path splits into two, forks. There's no sign, there's no sound, there's no coloration. It's just purely dark. You just see the paved area. But to the right, you hear Galerin. It's like a voice that you hear in your head. And it says, "This way." And you look to the left and you hear another voice that says, "No, this way." And when you close your eyes again for a moment in this dream itself, you try and visualize who the voices are. Galerin's face comes up quite quickly, but the one on the left-hand side, you don't really see the person's face, but rather the back of the body. It's a body that's floating. It looks decrepit, thinned out. Its left hand is missing. And you notice that it starts to slowly turn in your direction, of which you see a face that looks half dead, but only one eye. And you see this character beckon toward it, like beckons you to come towards it. You're at the fork, you haven't made a choice, you haven't done anything yet. Do you choose left or do you choose right?
I choose left.
Okay.
Go towards the creature.
As you're walking towards this creature, you notice that it's almost like it starts to move quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker until you realize you're not running towards it, you're on a slippery slope going towards it. And this creature that's floating is smiling and cackling as it starts to turn into what looks like a phylactery. And as you get to the end, you jump towards it. You see your body, there's no wings, there's no means of suspension. You're not levitating, you're not floating, you're not hovering. You jump towards this thing, and just as you're about to catch it, you wake up. And then you see yourself standing on the edge of the camp towards the south, where you guys entered from initially when you came to the camp. With that, I would say that we are now finished, and you can decide to do what you want with that information when we come back to the sessions in 2 weeks' time.